live
exactly,
and should inspire others.
and then you know what happened? We have also been shocked that they said some people are also sending posts, social media pages that they took a photograph of somebody. It is not her.
I had.
It is not her.
I saw your announcement.
And no emergency staff will do that.
No,
it is not her, and none of the emergency staff did that. So it is somebody who just decided to play with pictures and then.
A lot of things like that.
So just to cause confusion.
Disaster management have even come out threatening people who engage in that. Not actually a threat, serious,
but it's the reality.
Serious policy. Yes.
Because one, Lamin, if you send out a message, that creates pandemonium, confusion, and panic in the public. You know what they end up doing? They end up doing things that they are not supposed to do, and then they can also cause a lot of problem. Do you know what is happening right now? When they started announcing this, I mean, when social media started making a lot of noise about this case, some people started even packing up.
My goodness.
Going for other countries. Some people even are so worried. Some are calling our 1025 constantly. Some are crying to say, what are we going to do? But our people have to calm them down.
Where are you going? Because if you go
to Senegal, our people have to calm them
down. You don't know where you find it.
And we are happy to have the 1025. You know what is happening? Even the contacts,
yes,
or even the travelers,
they are calling it.
The people are calling to tell us, hey, my company is at so and so place,
yes,
but I have somebody who have just come from this so and so country, and it's just either Italy or Spain. They are here, and they'll please, if you come, just take street so and so, compound so and so, just go there, you'll get. And when do we do that? We get the right person.
You see,
so people are
voluntary, but then they must be careful also not to, not to scare people.
Exactly, but also, we have a time period. We have a time period
all recent arrivals, even though they are not coming from, for the first time, air travelers are suspected, are now stigmatized. It's no longer something to brag about.
It's about, I will say about 100 years ago, about 100 years. You remember the bubonic plague?
Yes.
When that happened, it has swept out the whole of Europe, America, and other parts of Asia.
I hope
but that what happened, that's what the same thing they have done. You know what they were taking, where they were taking, some countries were taking people, they were taking them into abandoned prisons or because they don't want them to have anything to do with. The one you are already on quarantine, you know, Gambia is, I think we are blessed. To have a hotel with air condition, with water, food, and government is footing the bill. I think we are blessed. Other countries, they will just be under quarantine under horrible conditions, and some people have to die during quarantine because people feel that when they come out, they infect everybody. And some countries will just say, let's poison all of them and clear them. So we'll just let's kill all of them. That's what other countries we are doing during the bubonic plague. So that the disease does not spread. That's what they feel. But we are saying, they are human beings. Let's take care of them. Let's make sure that they have their right. You know, they have been taken care of socially, mentally, physically, medically. Let them all be provided. Let them provide with all those facilities.
Good. I know in your profession you don't give identities. You definitely you place a lot of premium on confidentiality.
Obviously, yeah.
But the army themselves confirmed that among people who are in isolation is their CDS. Major General Yankuba Drame and his logistics director, Navy Captain Dembo Jaju. There were rumors that the Inspector General of Police himself might be in self-isolation. The police wouldn't confirm. I don't know whether your profession allows that to say that.
That one, I wouldn't comment on that because I don't have the right information.
He certainly was in the manifest of the flight, the 57.
What we are now doing is, we are trying to compile our data. As I said, the team is currently compiling it. What we did was we start sending our passport numbers on our, to inform people, if you have passport number so and so, can you now inform us? And
in order not to identify them.
Exactly. We don't want to identify people, but what you are telling me, I'll find out.
I think the CDS and the Army's disclosure, the disclosure is really very inspiring. Because if people are really fearing, stigmatized, a high-profile person like the CDS said, look, I was on the plane, I'm isolating myself because I might be contaminated.
Exactly.
I think he's showing a very good example.
It's a very good example. And if that's the case, I think that's a very, I will get all the information. If you invite me tomorrow or next day tomorrow, we'll give you all the details and then what our contractors in team was able to collect.
Exactly.
And then we will tell you passport numbers. We will not mention the names to you, but at least we are happy that some are coming out. Let me tell you today, somebody who escaped, as I told you.
The 14.
They are now calling us.
Now calling you.
That's a clear example.
They know now that
they cannot escape. This is what is happening.
What happened to those passengers who were fighting with the police and your team at the airport yesterday.
Yeah, you know what happened?
Yeah.
I heard about that story.
Okay.
But I don't get the clue. You know what my policy is like, we will rely on right information from our right sources.
Yeah.
And when those ones are packaged, and then that's the time we can give it to the public. I heard about it, but because I was about to go to the airport and I was called by Fatou.
When we drag you to
yeah, exactly. so that I get the right information and come back and talk to you. But for sure, I heard that there were a lot of confusion, as I said at the beginning.
Yeah.
Those who are supposed to be quarantined are refusing to be quarantined.
Yes.
Because they feel that they are going to be, their rights have been seized and they cannot go anywhere. But I will tell them they are very lucky that they are in Gambia.
Yeah,
if they are in other countries, isolation or quarantine, you pay for it.
I come by this stuff. I just bought them now. I want you to tell me, when can I wear it? I just wore this when I was about to enter the studio, so it's fresh.
Yeah, no.
When and who can wear these things? Are they necessary?
I think in Gambia, I want to advise people what we are doing, what we are capable of doing. All this is just to cause panic in the public.
Okay.
Because people will think that this is already in this country.
Already here.
At some point, you saw, there was a day I went out.
Yes.
No, in fact, they will think everybody have it.
Okay. Yes.
Like what happened is like, somebody from my village, in Nokunda, for example, comes here and find Lamin Cham with this glove and wearing this.
Yes.
Here, they will say, the disease is already in combo. Because that's why people are in combo.
Yeah.
So you can see how people perceive these gloves and then
so I don't need I'm not infected.
We don't need this at this point. It's only people who are infected or who are getting in contact with
but
suspects.
If I have to go to Serekunda market to buy or to, as I have just done,
what I've seen,
change the screen of my mobile.
What I've seen,
think that the place too congested. Wouldn't it be sensible to put it in?
No, you can now relate it to dust. We are now talking about this disease. You can get it through contact.
Okay.
Contact. Like, don't shake hands.
Yes, that's right.
Just say,
just acknowledge it.
Exactly. And the hands should be controlled.
Absolutely.
The hands should not go anywhere. Should not touch the eyes. Should not.
Because
so
the
that is
hand
where
is
the
the
problem
culprit. When it
is the culprit.
Easily transferred.
So if you are able to control the hand, then why do you need to put on the mask and all those things?
Yes.
But the mask, what I have seen in Serekunda market, I think people should avoid buying those masks.
$25 I bought.
No,
it
in fact, not only that.
$25.
They expose it.
They expose it to eyes.
Look at. I'm sure you must have inhaled some dust.
Yeah. It's brand new.
Yes. Because what happened? You know what happened? How they hold it. In the market, and how they are just making selling. That has to be. We want to advise people.
This could already be contaminated.
Can be counterproductive.
This could already be
contaminated. Could already be contaminated by dust and everything. So what I want to advise people, we have not reached to a stage where people will be anywhere
when
we
you
are
are infected, you don't need it.
You don't need it.
I don't need it.
You don't need it.
I have with the glove particularly is
the glove.
No, this glove,
people
I have seen people put it on glove, touching everything,
they
mobile phone,
and
pens,
they don't know when the glove is contaminated. It replaces the hand.
Thank you.
There you go.
So and you can some of them you don't see the wash in the gloves, but if it is a hand, you can wash the hand.
They can, yes.
But they will want to advise just buy a simple sanitizer with you in your pocket. Just keep on ensuring that you apply it on the hand all the time and rub it. And also have one for the family. And also I want to advise people now, children, because they have not gone to school, the whole idea is to get them away from school. So that they don't go into crowded areas. So then let's not allow them to play around. They have to be at least controlled in the house for the next 21 days. That's the advice I want to give to parents.
Let's go to what is the sense?
And also, before I close, public gatherings.
Yes.
I remember I talked to some ustaz.
Yes.
But they said in the clause, they have not seen mosque or churches.
And Friday congregations.
Yeah, but if you say public gatherings in whatever form that has qualified.
Okay.
Public gathering in whatever form, such as lumos or
gamos,
open markets. We didn't mention gamos. It wasn't mentioned in the statement. So automatically, but in whatever form, public gathering in whatever form, market is there. Gamos are there. I mean, even congregational prayers are also part of that. So if Saudi could be able to close some mosques,
in Medina and
90% or 99% of the mosques have been closed. I think
even the Umrah has been disrupted.
Exactly. So I think we need to
follow.
We are not saying permanently.
So
it's just
for a
period,
saying now,
21 days.
Some people are asking, what guarantees that it's not going to be beyond 21? What do we expect to happen in 21 days?
As we are giving you an update,
Yes.
that will tell you where
how
we
long
are.
it's going to be.
Yes.
Okay.
Because these surveillance updates,
Yeah.
because we are also monitoring.
Okay.
We are also monitoring the situation, and also because look at China, what has happened.
Yes. In fact, we have talking about China. We're trying to establish links with Gambian student in Wuhan.
Okay.
They
will tell you there's no other case now. There's no other new case.
Yes. How are we successful in that? Not quite.
Yeah, but while we are on
They
that,
will tell you
I
that
have
there's
few
no other new
questions.
case.
Yes.
It seems like you guys are censoring me today.
No,
I have so many questions.
No,
He's
you
the
whatever.
guy who should really do the,
Yeah.
do the most talking. That's why.
Yeah, when you're sharing,
You know, I am the chief
when you're
intellectual.
sharing a table with gentlemen, you can easily be.
Yeah,
on
no,
that
but
list.
it's okay. It's
Yeah,
alright.
but the question I want to ask is, I know that there are general guidelines that are given by WHO that you should wash your hands frequently, you should self-isolate and so on and so forth. But self-isolation especially is what I have a problem with. Our context is very different from, say, Western countries where people live as individuals. Here you have 10 people, 20 people living in a household. How is self-isolation possible in that scenario? But also, are there contextualized safety measures that Gambia has considered, given our social interactions that are happening in the country and stuff?
When we talk about social distancing, Nyima, it's been well implemented here. People are very concerned in this country. When you give them information, they tend to implement it. This is about self-isolation. Some people are doing it, despite the fact they come from a family which have about 20, 30.
How are they doing it so that that can be a lesson for
Like
others?
what are they
I
doing
don't know
now?
how I would do it.
They ensure that they are visited by a health worker who will make sure that where they are, the food and everything are given to them by a health worker. Temperatures are taken by the health worker. So we allocate each and every one of them with a team that we monitor. So we have what we call rapid response team and contact tracing team, and we also have a case management team. So what we do now, in each of those teams, they complement each other. So what they will do that when they go, and the psychosocial team support team member is also there to give them psychosocial support. So when they go to the house, they make sure that they are the only one that are supposed to see that particular individual, and this person will be advised. And then you know what? Some of them are very concerned. When they get the advice, they take it. They keep on calling them to tell them, I'm doing, what can I do? I want to do A, B, and C, what can I? And they communicate with our people constantly. Constantly, there are no issues. So what we want to do, advise, is that we want to thank those people who are voluntarily under isolation, and definitely we have seen the results. We have seen the results. We are very comfortable with what is happening.
Okay, now people are trying to ask, in your experience and from what you know, how far is the world from getting a vaccine?
You know, if you look at social media, Jam, people will be saying, the vaccine is available, other countries are doing it. But you know, as you know, this is a new disease. That's why we call it novel. It's new coronavirus. Okay. It's new. So now, when something is new, we must have to listen to results of, or maybe work of the scientists. Research is currently ongoing, and some are even saying that it can only live long in cold climates.
Yes,
there is no evidence about that. What we are, these are all speculations.
There are rumors that black people don't
Yeah,
suffer.
don't worry. They are all. These are all evidence.
But then,
no, these are all things that speculations are. These are speculations.
But it hasn't already been
That
evidence
has been demystified.
that it really got worse on the cold climate than tropical climate.
Well,
like for example, people are wondering why is it not so bad in Africa.
It could be bad in
Europe.
Africa.
Eh?
It could be bad in Africa with some time, depending on. But Africa, you know what we did?
Yeah.
Our people listen to advice of health workers.
Okay.
Let me tell you, in this country, even when you talk about source of health information, people will tell you we get it from radio. The second is health workers. So they trust the health workers. So now, other European countries, they don't have the time to listen to health workers. You just go to a GP, get your things, and then go.
Or they listen.
And you know what they did? They end up telling you, if you go out, we meet with you, we're going to charge you 600 to 1,000 euros.
Nice.
In other countries, that is why people are indoors. Otherwise, they will not be indoors. They will not listen to the advice of the health workers. But for Africa, when the advice come, you know, it is always taken, especially that advice that comes from health workers. So what we want to do now is, we want to appeal and encourage our people to be consulting with the health workers. That will also be another way of addressing the problem. When you talk about also, some are saying this disease does not affect Muslims.
Okay.
We had a lot of things.
Yeah.
And some people are also saying you put groundnut in water.
Garlic.
And or whatever, and you drink,
garlic.
you will not have a disease. Some are saying, some have also circulated on audio to say that our Honorable Minister was forced to announce the results by the government so that Gambia can report the case. MRC is a reputable organization worldwide. And all the tests, all the vaccines we have in this country have been tried by MRC. And that's why our children are now protected from pneumonia, from hepatitis, from other forms of disease, childhood diseases.
Absolutely.
So this is why if MRC is able to do all those studies with evidence, I think now if they're able to do this thing, there's nothing like we have been forced to say something. The results are real. It's one positive case, and we made, and they're still doing a lot of tests.
Okay.
They are doing a lot of yes.
At the moment, we'll have to go over to China.
Okay.
We have Ibrahim Kerr, Kerr, a student, a Gambian student who is, in fact, I'm trying to show where the microphone is. It here or here? The speaker?
The speaker is over there.
It should be here. This is a phone from Buddy.
Yes, I'm getting you.
Or can I put it down? You and the technicians will tell us whether your audio is very, very audible. Can you first tell us who you are? We know you are a Gambian student who've been trapped in Wuhan, the very epicenter of this global pandemic, if you like. Who are you?
My name is Ibrahim. I work for the University of the Gambia, and I am currently doing my master's in China in the province of Hubei, Wuhan, where is the epicenter of the virus. Currently trapped, but thank God now life is back to normal, but not fully.
Tell us straight back to where it all started. How did all this, pandemic, which is now threatening everybody around the world, how did it start in Wuhan, and what was your reaction, your initial reaction?
Well, because I know of the time problem, so I will just summarize it. It all starts around December. There was a gathering in Wuhan. Normally, it's an annual gathering that Chinese will normally meet. Around 40,000 families will meet together and have their festival and celebrate together. From there, then they carry the virus along and spread it because China is connected. So anywhere a train can leave Wuhan and go to the other end of China within the same day. So it's easy to spread out. But once the virus spread out, it was already on holidays. People was in winter holidays, so people were not going to school, and then we were not going to work or anything. Because China have a new year, their own new year, which is a new year.
Exactly.
That nobody goes to work or school or anything. Even without the virus, people will be going to the market or supermarket to shop or buy a lot of stuff for 21 days or for 30 days.
I see.
Because no one will work within the Chinese New Year.
I see.
So this virus outbreak collide with this New Year. So people already have this items in their home and everything.
Okay.
So, and once the virus keep escalating and registering more cases, still now it was open. People were going their businesses, but they were asked or given tips to be cautious and try to be okay, try to be safe, not to go to certain places, avoid doing certain things that can lead you to catch the virus. But still now it was open and okay.
Okay.
Until we register around 30,000 to 40,000 cases. That's the time they start to bring a mechanism of closing down now. But they start from the transportation because transportation is the first way of spreading the virus.
I see.
Because the train that leave Wuhan 8,000 kilometers in within the day. So people from Wuhan will get the virus and transfer it to another part.
So they cut down the transport system first.
Yes, they start with that because what happened is even if when they cut down the transport system, they start that people were still getting the virus. There was a day in Wuhan we registered 15,000 cases. But once we register 15,000 cases and the government sit down again and said, well, we cut the transport system, but still now we receive a day we receive 15,000 cases. What was the problem? They investigate this matter, but the thing is, people were rushing to supermarket to buy. But when they go to the supermarket, they use their cards to buy.
I see.
If someone get the virus and use it in the ATM or in the teller machine to buy, other people will come and use their card to buy, and will carry the virus with them.
I see.
That was the reason why everyone was contaminated that used the system.
I see.
So after that, they declared again that now they are going to stop outing for shopping or anything.
I see.
In 15 days' time, but they give it a time that people should buy everything they want on Friday or on the 15th. They will close for 15 days, and that was what happened. And people do that.
Okay.
But the preface, what I don't understand is the government is approaching this problem in a very wrong way.
You mean the Gambian government?
Yes, I mean the Gambian government.
Now we are coming to that. Are you still in a lockdown? You don't still go out in Wuhan?
Yes, we're still in a lockdown. We don't go out, but that means we cannot go out to the street to roam around or go outside.
I see.
But within our community, we can go out, walk around, and come back and buy certain food. Because China used to buy foods online. You don't need to go to the market to buy food. You can use your telephone.
But how does the food get to your place then?
What?
How does the food get to your place? Not online. Suddenly somebody must deliver.
Yes, there are deliveries companies that are recommended by the government and allow only to deliver foods.
I see.
So those are the ones who deliver food in your apartment. There are volunteers chosen by the government to serve each community. So those communities will be there waiting for the delivery company. Once they bring the goods, it will have a name tag on it, which is your name. And then they will call you and deliver the food to your apartment. This is how the delivery works.
And you have been living through this for well over a month now, is it?
For 3 months, we've been shut down since December.
Good. Now, there was talks that the Gambia government extended some help to you. Did it reach you? And how did it help?
Yes, the help reached us. For the students in Wuhan, we received the help.
Okay.
We received the help. It was 3,000 RMB for each student.
I see.
But compared to that, with the current situation, for example, I live in an apartment because I'm a master student who's supposed to pay 2,100 RMB for a rent for every month. Okay. And then you give me 3,000 RMB.
What do you mean by RMB?
I pay 1 month rent, so it means I remain 900. I pay electricity 300 and I pay gas 200. I have 300 left, which I buy for vegetables.
Okay.
So the next February and March, I have to struggle on my own or from my family.
So in other words, you people would like the Gambia government to send more money to you.
If they support us, that's fine. If they do not support us, we force ask for evacuation, so they can help us evacuate here and then come to Gambia and stay in quarantine place where we will voluntarily quarantine ourselves. But they deny us that, and they said quarantine is not the position. It's not the option. But what happened is, we see that because they said if we travel to Gambia, we can spread the virus there. But unfortunately, what happened is they allow other people traveling outside the Gambia and come to Gambia, and they are the ones who bring the virus to the Gambia.
The case is different.
Okay, just hold a minute. There is a man from the medical and health authorities in the studio. Mr. NJIE, you heard that. He said the Gambia government is virtually stigmatizing them, afraid that when they come back, they will spread the virus to the people in the Gambia. Yet people from London, like this lady, unfortunately, at MRC, came to the Gambia. We thought she was well and she was well and good. And now she got the virus, and everybody's afraid that it's going to spread.
Thank you very much. I think I listened to him very well, and I don't know whether he's on a WhatsApp page. Okay. Minister of Health and Minister of Foreign Affairs have a WhatsApp page, and which the student representatives are also part of that WhatsApp page.
The student representative in Wuhan,
in
China,
in fact, all over China. Okay. They are part of that.
And what do you say to his?
And then what happened is, like, if the monies that were sent to them by Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Yes.
And they know, in fact, I was following all the trend.
Okay.
And we discussed as to how can we help them immediately. Okay. Then we had one lady called Fatou who is at the ministry, who is the contact person. Yeah. And she came to the ministry and we brainstormed. Yeah, something like that. We brainstormed as to what can we do for them. And then the recommendation is let's send some money for them for now, because we expect that students when they are on study, they are on allowance. Yeah, we expect that. But this was not sent for Palawan, but it was just like for them to help them because they were in a difficult situation. And that was an emergency. That was what the government felt there is a need for that to happen.
Why can they come back?
No, and then what happened is like, for them to come back, if you look at the cost, and also looking at theirs, because they're in different locations in China. So at that point in time, to bring them back, it might, because other countries tried to do it, it wasn't possible. So who knows, maybe the Chinese government didn't want them to go out, or maybe we don't know what was the procedure. But if they also needed additional money, I was thinking they shouldn't keep quiet. They should have also, because as they did, they asked for support. They could have also said the money that has been sent to us for the month of February is exhausted, or for the month of January. Then we are also asking for an additional amount of money. I am sure the Minister of Foreign Affairs will not deny that.
But to come back is not possible, not because government didn't want them to come back.
Exactly.
But logistics were not possible.
Logistics will be, and also who knows whether as I said, the Chinese authorities didn't, because they are not only one. They are not the only countries. All other countries, all African countries.
Mr. Sar.
Yes.
Yeah. I think you are missing the point completely.
Oh,
okay.
He had you. Okay, go ahead. What is the point then?
Yeah, go.
What is the point?
We are grateful for the support that was rendered to us by the government. We are grateful for that. But we are saying that is not enough for the fact that we want to leave this place since we have the chance. Because the other point is whether the Chinese government will agree or not. The Chinese government sent us an email telling us that if we want to leave Wuhan, we should talk to our government. They're the only person that can evacuate us. And we communicate that the embassy through the SARS, the affairs. That's the same Fatou he is talking, who rendered the government to help us. So we also tell them. But the Office of the Foreign Affairs make it clear to us that evacuation is not an option. They are not evacuating us.
I see.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. NJIE. Okay. Mr. NJIE is from the Ministry of Health.
Because that one I don't have much idea about that. So
Mr. NJIE is from the Ministry of Health.
Because we are part of the. Because
and
we
he
are
probably is not aware with the that development from MOFA. That's the Ministry of Foreign Affairs saying
but let me tell you also,
is not the point. But
Cham,
Mr. NJIE,
I've been following the communication. I think he knows that I do comment on that.
Okay.
That there is a need for them to be supported. If you see, he goes back to the previous messages. I've been definitely emphasizing that they need to be supported.
Okay.
But I think also let's make sure that they are happy there and they are comfortable there. And I think that based on that, I think the Minister of Foreign Affairs definitely they were able to support them. But what I was saying, like for example, if they are not, they still need more. They could have just communicated on the same platform. But actually, I didn't see that request again because I know when they received the money, some of them acknowledge receiving the money. That is true. Not that I'm not saying that they are not grateful, but some of them appreciated that they got the money. They appreciated it. So exactly, that was I've seen that communication. But at least I didn't see the communication that says that we need additional money because of A, B, and C.
Mr.
So, I mean, if they put it on that platform, we are fine. We can push it.
Mr. NJIE, like I said, is from the Medical and Health, Ministry of Health. And yes, he said perhaps if you need more funding or help, you probably should use the same channels you exchange communications to do so.
I get that.
Okay.
What I want to make clear here is, since Mr. NJIE is from the Minister of Health, I think let's focus or center this talk on the health sector.
Exactly. You were saying that there are approaches you think are wrong. Can you enlighten us from your experience in China? What do you think the Gambia government is not doing or should have done better?
First, in the first place, before anyone travel outside since it was declared as a pandemic, a global pandemic, and everyone knows that now it's spreading all over the Gambia. Because yesterday I watched and see the government allocate 500 million funds for emergency fund for this virus. This funds should have been allocated long time ago. And these funds would have been used to look for disinfected tanks and other protection materials. I'm not saying let's close the border or let's close the airport, but they should have disinfected tanks from the airport that if people come down from the flight, they will spray all of them, spray their goods, disinfect all the goods they are having, and then allow them to get into the terminal. And then they should have this law that anyone who traveled to Gambia should be quarantined for 14 days. I live with Sudanese. They evacuate them to Dubai, UAE, but they quarantine them for 25 days. If you don't want to be quarantined for 14 days in the Gambia, don't come to Gambia.
Don't come to the Gambia. Okay.
If you come to Gambia, you must be quarantined for 25 days. That should have been enforced.
Oh, okay.
That's one thing.
Okay.
If they don't want to close,
Let me respond to them.
Okay, Mr. NJIE want to address that concern, that quarantine thing. You give him 1 minute and we'll come back to you.
I think, thank you very much. I think, in fact, we are happy that we are not quarantining people for 25 days, but we are quarantining them for 14 days.
14 days.
I think we just want people to comply to that. And what is proposing that we just need a tankers or to be spraying, that is also a good idea. We can learn from that. Okay. That's a good suggestion. Okay. And also what he's saying, for example, like the issue of preparing before this about the 500 million. 500 million yeah, you know, long time we have been definitely advocating for a special account or funds to be created for public health emergencies.
You asked this from government.
That has been an advocacy. That has been there.
So
but
government
was trying to see, like, as I said at the beginning, the disease came to everybody, to every country as a surprise. China, it surprised China.
Yes.
Look at the way he was saying, it surprised China.
He suggested cutting down the transport system.
He said so, but in his position again, he's not recommending for closing of borders and also closing.
He was commending. He said
so he doesn't. He needs to recommend that.
But what about that? Is something like cutting down transport? Is that
cutting down transport?
Yes.
Cham, we said it in our place here. Like in our first message, we said all drivers, be it private or taxi drivers, should ensure that their vehicles are properly disinfected. No, they meaning regular cleaning on a daily basis, or every 2 days you clean, and also have sanitizers in your car. That will be another way. But also we know people travel also.
Some drivers don't even have clean water. So again, maybe this 500 million can go into purchasing.
No.
Can go into purchasing and give it to them.
Some drivers don't even have clean water. In health, Nima.
How do you expect somebody to? Let me just say this. How do you expect somebody to take that responsibility if they don't even believe, if they don't take these things seriously?
Okay, Nima. This is very clear. Health should be the responsibility of each and every individual.
Okay, all right.
You might talk about health, we need the participation of each and every individual.
But
now let's go back to
But the fact is, you're not going to have everybody's participation. So what can the government
for example,
that is, you Nima, have a role, and Cham has a role to tell people now that they need to participate in health.
This 500 million now, you can buy things like disinfectants for drivers to use, because some drivers don't even have clean water in their cars.
Okay.
Maybe you use this 500 million to do that. Okay. Let's go back to Mr. Sar in Wuhan, the epicenter. Now, the Chinese are reporting no new infections, and they've been commended all over the world for the way they did to control this thing. What do you think have they done, right, that we are not doing?
Yes, exactly. That's where I want to conclude. The thing is, like the government now are bringing funding for this virus, emergency funding. The Chinese government, they work out emergency funding at the earliest time when the virus hit them. And this funding is the one that they use to buy all the necessary things that needs to protect people. You don't have the fund, and then you asking people to protect themselves. What's the government for? The government should protect the people and enforce this law on people. Police and armies were deployed within the countries. They were given these tanks to spray people, not even health workers. Armies were given tanks to spray vehicles, spray people, everything. For example, if the fund government allocated to this virus was allocated a long time ago, the government could have, the Minister of Health had used it to buy disinfectant tanks and masks and plenty of things. In the border between Senegal and Gambia, I'm not suggesting we close it, but we should have all the equipment necessary. Anyone from Senegal, if it is a car, they would spray disinfect it before they allow him entrance in Gambia. If people come in, they will do the same thing. They will disinfect them, spray them, give them protection, give them masks, give them liquid, and tell them to enter. In that way, it will reduce the rate of spreading the virus.
Exactly.
And another thing, these things they should have been done long before this guy from UK traveled to the Gambia.
Exactly.
Because when they told us that evacuation was not the option, we agree and we faith, because we know that if we go to Gambia, definitely we can spread the virus to the Gambia. So why not we stay in China and try to be safe?
Exactly.
The same thing they should have extend to the whole world, that if Gambia is closing its border, but if you travel to Gambia, you will be quarantined for 14 days.
Exactly.
If you did not agree with that, you stay where you are. If you agree with that, they will quarantine you for 14 days, and then they will observe you within the quarantine time. They will know whether you're sick or not.
Absolutely.
But look at this lady is the one who voluntarily saw himself to the hospital.
Exactly.
That he is not feeling comfortable. What about if he was staying at home? Will they notice it?
No, they didn't have.
And I see that the Ministry of Health, they put some scanning device in the airport showing that they can trace, they can scan patient. What's that scanning used for them? If people pass through the airport and still carry the disease and they could not detect it from that point.
Okay, Mr.
So,
Sar.
No,
Your points are clear. I will still keep you online so that you can have an opportunity to listen to some of the reactions from Mr. NJIE. Yes, Mr. NJIE,
thank you very much. I think I like that one, that opinion and the suggestions he's making. I just want to tell him I'm very happy that he said during the start of the crisis in China, then they started to allocate funds for emergency. Exactly. You can see what is happening. Yeah.
You guys requested for this.
We know it was a recommendation made when we had the Public Health Emergency Operations Center. This building was built during the Ebola crisis. Okay. We never even had a Public Health Emergency Center, Emergency Operations Center. Never. Now, we also did not have a command center. Yeah. During the Ebola, we planned this in our proposal. Yes. Now we have a fully functional Public Health Emergency Operations Center with a command team and with all the structures.
After the Ebola.
After the Ebola. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now we are using the same structure now to strengthen our strategies to fight Corona.
But you didn't have
I'm coming. Now, the funds are allocated by now. You know the government procedures.
Now, who's going to manage this fund? If we give it to the Ministry of Finance, they will use it for something else.
No, Minister of Finance. No, but the monies have to pass through Minister of Finance.
Yes, but how?
Now, and then you know the procedures involved. For example, you want to procure something.
But this one is an emergency. You should have an account where it will go straight away.
Yeah, that's what we are working on. But the Public Emergency Fund will. But what happens is like the procedures in financial regulation.
This one is an emergency. It is get the money and physically put in your account and buy these things now.
Now, as I tell you now, the procurement is working very hard to get. What I'm saying, it has to go to the because we're talking about financial discipline.
Is an emergency.
No, it still is an emergency. It didn't mean that we don't have anything in stock. We already had PPEs in stock. We had all the necessary equipment. And IOM, let me tell you, IOM supported us, built our capacity, strengthened the capacity of our staff, and even gave us some support. And we were able to strengthen all the points of entry.
Yes. But now we need to spread it.
Now he's talking about spraying. That is another strategy. We will take it. That's why I said we are not here to condemn any strategy. This is a suggestion. Exactly. I will take it to the technical team, the experts, that this is a suggestion that somebody proposed. And if there is a need for us, we just go into it and then get the vehicles and spray. It's a suggestion. It's a good suggestion and school recommended. This is what we want. Because personally, I never thought of that. But he's giving them this is an experience he has seen in China.
He lived through
but let me also tell him.
90 days even.
And China is a developed country. And I will tell you, during 2016, in October, the International Health Conference on Health Promotion was done. It was held in China. I was part of that conference in Shanghai. So, because we know what China is doing when it comes to health. They are far ahead of many countries. Absolutely. If China was caught by surprise and they are developed, what about us as a developing country? And I think we are doing what we can, and we had all the equipment necessary. The machines he's talking about, we bought them through the Ebola time. The cameras, the thermographic cameras, yes, we got them during the Ebola time in all the points of entry. And also, in our points of entry, in all the 9 recognized points of entry, we had buildings. Sir, how can a developed country?
I agree.
I'm happy that he accepted that China has been caught by a surprise. When China should think ahead of us more.
But I agree with him. We had 3 months to contemplate and
analyze. No, I don't agree with him. I don't agree with him. I don't agree with him.
Even China has a superpower.
Yeah, exactly. In health.
What about us who probably don't even have, just a fraction of what China
Exactly. We are a developing country.
Okay. To clear that portion, China was caught by surprise. But Gambia was not caught by surprise because the virus was already spreading around the world, and Gambia has a lot of times 2 to 3 months to know that the virus is spreading, and it's reached Senegal, and they know Senegal and Gambia is a border. They don't close the border, but yet still they don't provide this funding or this disinfected tanks or this materials to be on standby.
Okay.
They were just waiting until
give me
they
chance.
register their first.
Let him give me
then
chance.
they
Let him
don't-
give me
they-
chance.
They start to work
All
on
right,
this
all right.
one.
Can I respond to
Mr.
this?
Sar, Mr. NJIE will intervene on that.
Mr.
Stay
Sar,
online here.
Mr. Sar,
So
thank
have
you.
them to- yeah.
The tanks he is talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can Mr. Sar tell me which of the African countries have that tank?
It doesn't matter. Can
Niger-
we
no,
have
I'm
it or
coming.
can we not have
No,
it?
because we know our health budgets. Like we talk about, for example, even the Abuja Declaration. Which of the countries in West Africa, in the 15 countries, plus 2 additional, Mauritania and Chad, which of the countries were able to meet the Abuja Target Declaration? Because of the fact we know we have challenges in our health service delivery. If we are it's just constraints. We're in a resource constrained country, a region. So automatically, I think what we need to do at that point in time, that's what we did. The minister himself, had to work with us. We went to all the points of entry. We went we went to Amdalai. What he's talking about, what we need to do, we have to strengthen cross-border surveillance. I am telling you, we are the only country with Gambia and Senegal that has strengthened cross-border surveillance since Ebola time, and that structure is still there. What we did was we had to reactivate our existing collaboration, and that was done. And then if you look at the points of entry, the building that we have done during the Ebola, thanks to UNDP, and we have also been trying to restructure those buildings again. I think what the effort we are doing, it should be appreciated by outsiders. I think he gave me a very good recommendation. I will take it to the technical experts, and we look at it. But thinking of spraying now, tankers to buy them now, at this point in time, it will be difficult.
It's a big ask.
It's a big thing. But what we need to do now is the money they have been hearing, we need to buy equipment. We also need to think of now. No, wait. We need to now. Those ones are available. The material they need for screening, everything, they're available. The PPEs, before the money of the money was announced, already those things, those basic logistics are already on the ground. Our logistic team, I can invite them here one day. They will tell you, they can even tell you what has been received, what has been distributed, and we will tell you that we have really supply. I am telling you, let me go to other countries like Guinea, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Ghana. I am telling you, he'll be surprised. Because we are ahead of those countries when it comes to preparedness.
Finally, Mr. Sar, Mr. NJIE said comparatively Gambia is doing better than some of our peers in the region. Although that doesn't mean, of course, I know you wouldn't agree that we have adequate preparations on the ground. I know, but finally,
What I just want to say.
yeah.
What I just want to say on that is that Mr. NJIE, the disinfected tanks does not necessarily if other countries have it or not. Or does it mean is it something big that is difficult to buy or not? It means just any tank that can carry infected,
For example, the
disinfected
tanks the police bought recently to quell riots.
I mean, what he's calling for is creativity. We don't need to compare ourselves to other countries.
Maybe the
We
tanks
can
the
be
police
creative.
got new tanks that they put water or whatever. They could use that, isn't it? Okay.
They are for different
That's
purposes.
because it might be the same.
We can be
but what I
creative.
mean is the disinfected tanks can just be any tanks that carry liquids that can disinfect virus
I
from
see.
people. It
So
doesn't even.
it is the content that matters, not the container.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Sari, you know what? I am curious to know what will be your fate now. You are the priest. When are you expecting all this to come an end, and when you to come to an end, and you will be back in the Gambia?
Well, for now, I definitely don't even want to come to Gambia. I would rather stay in China and complete my degree and try something else. Because the thing is, we feel like we have the chance to come back home. Most of us that are here, we come here to study to better our country and come back and serve the country. But we was in a time of the difficulties, and then all we received was no, you cannot come back.
Okay.
But we was okay with that until we see other people coming outside the Gambia and spreading the virus, and they are the people that our families that we were trying to protect and stay home. Now they come to take our families back.
I see your point.
So we don't like that.
I see your point.
And I just want to conclude on this on the closing of the schools. I think it's too early to reach to that peak of closing schools. You just register one case and close schools. Okay, you close the schools. What happened to the markets, to the nightclubs, to the bar, to the restaurants,
nightclubs, bars have been ordered to close, but the markets definitely are still on.
Yes, but if the market is closed, it's open still, and you close the school, now the kids is home, not going to school, but his mother will carry his bucket, go to the market to sell or to buy something, and he will be interacting with a lot of people. He will come home and he will, our culture in Gambia. We will shake hands, we will sit together, we will eat together. And then the thing is, if he carry the virus outside, he will bring it home and infect the whole people. Parents will go use the public transportation. So I don't think we're to the point of closing schools or closing markets or closing anything. We only register one cases.
Well. If you are this concerned, then I'm surprised you are asking.
I said only one case. He's now saying only one case. Exactly.
If you are this concerned, I'm surprised you are saying these measures are already too tough
and then
for even one case.
And for even one case, exactly. And you are saying we are not supposed to record a case.
You know what? You have enriched, our experience, and thank you very much to you and your colleagues in Wuhan, where I'm sure the situation is a lot much better now. We hope we will not register anymore. In fact, Mr. NJIE is not directly saying that our patient is recovering, but he's saying he's hopeful that our patient will recover and everything will be nice.
Inshallah, he will recover, but let them pay more attention to the airport and to the border and try to buy these materials that are needed to support in the disinfection and in the control mechanism. Fantastic. Since we know we cannot we cannot control, we can prevent. Absolutely. Let's try to get materials to be preventive all the time.
Absolutely, and everybody was listening to you. Ibrahim Sar, which one comes first, Ka or Sar?
Ka, Sar.
Car comes first.
Sar is not good anyway, but then there you have it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nima, and thank you, Mr. NJIE, for hosting us.
Thank you so much, and stay safe.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to make my first commentary on this. I think we've misunderstood his last point.
Okay.
And this is what so many people are saying online is that Gambia's best bet, and I'm going to keep repeating this, is to prevent. Whatever we can do, however creative we can be to prevent, because we cannot control an outbreak. That is the fact. So what he's saying is that closing school now may be jumping ahead of ourselves, because there are prerequisites that need to be in place. For example, you want to protect the kids, but what about their parents who are going out to bring and have the opportunity to potentially bring the virus in? So for example, close markets. All of these things are logistics that have implications, and we need to really think about it, how to go about it, because not everybody can pile up food. People have to go to the market and stuff like that. But it's still open for debate and conversation. And I just want to say, we can say people carry rumors and misinformation and they want to criticize, but also on the part of our officials, I think it's important that we are not always defensive, that sometimes we listen, we understand that people are speaking from a point of concern, they don't just want to criticize, and there are a lot of suggestions that are being made online also. Maybe you can have your team monitoring those suggestions to see what we can learn from them, to understand that we are all part of this and it takes everybody to work together.
Thank you.
You have the last
Nima, what you said, I think we've been commended by many people on social media for responding to concerns and for taking recommendations. I remember some time ago we have been following somebody who have been definitely criticizing us throughout since December, especially when we open our page. But up to 2-3 weeks ago, this has changed, and the guy now understood what we mean, and is now even the one who is advocating for the health sector to be supported. And we, so that meaning that they are happy that we are responding, we are not keeping quiet. If we are concerned, we just respond and say, okay, thank you for this recommendation. Like I did for SAR. SAR was not expecting that I will definitely, because we are not defensive. You see, in public health emergencies, it is even a crime against me or somebody else to hide information from the public. It's a crime. Because people need to be aware. They should not be in darkness. Because if you keep information, what will happen? You are forcing people to speculate. And when they speculate, there will be a lot of rumors around. If there is rumors, then they become chaotic, and then there is crisis. If there is crisis, what will happen? People just to go in and out like that. There is no control. So we are very happy with the recommendations and suggestions. We will take some of them on board, and we will look at some of them. And then it's not only me, it's not only the Minister of Health. We are also guided by the Public and Emergency Operations Center, and it's multi-sectoral. And we will take these suggestions to them, and then we want to see what we can. But overall, we are happy with hearing from him, and then we'll see what we can do for each other. But what we want to do also, we want to tell people to be calling our 1025 or follow us on our Facebook, Minister of Health, The Gambia. Then if you do that, you can get a lot of information from us. Thank you.
Modou NJIE, Director of Health Promotion and Education at the Ministry of Health. Thank you very much for coming around. And we thank our students. We have Ibrahim Kasar or Sarikao in Wuhan, who gave us insights as to how they dealt with the virus in China. And Nima Kamara, of course, from the University of the Gambia, a panelist on Kerr. We thank you all, wherever you are watching us from. We hope when we come back here next week, and we hope to have Mr. NJIE, that showed patients would have recovered and discharged from hospital, and everything will be normal. Until then, 11 time, wishing you all a corona-free environment for the Gambia and across the globe. Goodbye.
For the Gambia homeland.
Thank you. Well
Thank
done.
you, Mr. NJIE.
You made it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are wonderful. You are wonderful.
Yes.
Yara nyilla domoro kadiyata.
Boy, janno CK's restaurant.
Sa nako be ninna dimbal. Nimba domoro kala janno.
Domoro seneyata adiyata topotoro fanan kendema bije. Luntan during tamala abeka domoro kijani. Adi manda wala de. Teka we bijele anim fanan ka fadi jang ikono e fa. E ka fa minne ko pastry anim bakery. Iko fanan bekalele. Badde lomba conference lomba workshop lomba ye fo fendin lon dunia kono domoro betama nyillom international o tewoda number 1
amanke ba domola jandama
esa domo jang is atariya
wo mu kubandi
sa nako sa futandin
sa nako be mu CK's restaurant
dafa nan janna mu yat ni manje dorom bijam
aban
CK's restaurant, known for best quality food and customer satisfaction.
Miss B Designer Outlet is the #1 quality and affordable stop shop for all your needs. Get your evening dresses, suit and ties, office wears for both ladies and gentlemen, beach wears, sport wears, pure leather shoes for men, quality belts, bags, heels for all beautiful ladies, original perfumes, accessories, and lot more. Find us at Kololini Road opposite Gaddafi Mosque at the Aqua Preacher Station, or call us on 295-3411 or 764-2486. Miss B Designer Outlet. Shop right, look good.
Love like fire. Wow. Love like fire. Xam ngeen rek affaire bi xam ngeen fan la? Skincare la 2020 lañ wax de. Waaw. Fii nag mooy Kerr fan Kerr zero tache. Perfect skin. Skincare saa su ne rek niñ ko dee defee rek loo lañ soxlaati rek maanaam bu ngeen am problème ci seen skin yéen xam ngeen fan la fii ngeen di ñëw suma xarit yeeg am di jàmm yi nga xam ne taas daf lañ sonaloon xam nga doon xeesal ba la ka xum éneew ma lañ ko nag waaye just in case comme ni ko gars yi defee rek en cas just in case loolu xew xam ngeen fi ngeen di ñëw Skincare Plus si yu baax rek la ñoo dox nag ay baax rek fu ne la ñoo dem ci réew mi di lañ indi rek nag products yu baax du Paris du Italie du USA du fi mu nekk nii sax boole nañ ci nag Sweden fu nekk lañ leen a indi les products bu dee tamit nag da nga ñuul rek ñu lay jamaa natural beauty that melanin dripping we do have stuff for you as well emuñ si skincare products rek ñu ngi ci cuub yi tamit fu ne la ñoo jaar in fact sax last commercial bi ñu defoon waxuñ leen woon dañoo dox ci ay kawar 9A grade rek nag waaw we do have bundles as well hair si lu ne la ñoo dox ñun ñu ngi ci rafetal jigéen rek luy taaral jigéen rek waaw boo leen di tukki tamit bëggoon rek classic suitcase dañoo dox ci ay Samsonite duñ dee indi any brand of suitcases though other than Samsonite comme li ma dee wax rek boo eggee airport diri Samsonite dafa am nuñ laa xoolee waaw ngeen ne lan nag waaw skin ci moom la ñu gën a xamee nag skincare products ci moom la ñu gën a xamee ñu ngi dox tamit bentee tamit si ay dàlla man waaye man nag skincare mooy suma specialty xam nga rek jigéen bu sa xar kanam réglé loo def mu jag am nañ Patricia Reiner Kiwi Eye the whole range Lighten Up Gold Tomatine. I mean, the list can just go on and on and on and on. lépp loo xam ne rek luy taaral jigéen la ci yooyu rek la ñoo dox. Skincare Plus nag emuñ si Gambia rek ñu nga United States ñu ngi Gambia fii ba pare bu dee yaa ngi anywhere in Europe mun nañ la ko mail within 3 days rek ñetti fan rek nga jot say diw emuñ si loolu rek dañ laa consult tamit balaa ñu laa jaay diw dinañ def a free consultation pour wax la rek exactly li nga xam ne moo méngoo ak sa kanam dinañ leen wax tamit ne rek am nañ perfumes, you know, fragrances, men's shirts, accessories. We do dresses as well. We do blouses. I mean, we do shoes. Name it, we do them. Skincare Plus 2020 is our year of perfection. Zero task. Fi mu nekk nii réew mi fii kenn waratu fi task. Kenn waratu fi am problème kanam. Kenn waratu fi am problème yu picca. Boo ko amee dafa fekk ne rek ñëwuloo ci place bi fii.